Welcome back to Screenscope Reviews. Today we're diving into the thrilling world of the movie The Equalizer. But before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting reviews. The story begins with Robert McCall, a former Special Forces commando who has faked his death to live a quiet life in Boston. Now working at a Home Mart hardware store, Robert seems like an ordinary man with a disciplined routine. He befriends his co-worker, Ralphie, a heavyset man trying to lose weight to become a security officer. Robert advises Ralphie on healthy eating habits and helps him train physically. Robert's life is meticulously organized. Every evening he visits a local diner to read, bringing his own tea and cutlery. It's here he meets Alina, a teenage prostitute working under a Russian mobster named Slavy. Alina dreams of becoming a singer but is trapped in her current life due to a debt she owes Slavy. She often visits the diner, and eventually she and Robert soon developed a friendly relationship. One night, a man tells Robert that someone has beaten Alina, and she is undergoing treatment in the hospital. Hearing this, Robert rushes to the hospital, where he sees Alina laying on a bed with her face covered with bruises. Alina's friend Mandy tells Robert that Slavy has beaten Alina for often rebelling and disobeying him. From then on, Robert decides to get Alina out of the problem. In the next scene, Slavy is seen entering his office, where a number of men are waiting for him to receive their money. Later on, Robert goes to Slavy's office and offers him money to free Alina from him. But Slavy rejects the offer. Robert takes the money back and walks toward the door. But he does not leave the office, and instead kills every person in the office, including Salvi, in just 16 seconds. The scene then switches to a man named Teddy Renson, a member of the Russian Secret Service, who has just landed in the United States and immediately rushes towards the location of Slavy's murder. Teddy is an errand boy for Vladimir Pushkin, Slavy's boss, who is sent to investigate Slavy's murder and find the mastermind behind the murder. Meanwhile, Robert is shocked by the news of Ralphie's resignation. When he reaches to see Ralphie at his home, he sees their burned home. In the evening, Robert decides to help Ralphie, and the man follows the corrupt people who collect security allowances from the business owners in Ralphie's area. Robert fights the corrupt policeman. The corrupt policeman returns what he has taken from the people. Ralphie's mother receives an amount to renovate her shop. Ralphie returns to Home Mart hardware and pursues his dream of becoming a security officer. Teddy, on the other hand, approaches various businessmen who have some sort of business relationship with Slavy in order to learn more about Slavy's murderer. Thereafter, Teddy meets prostitutes who worked for Slavy. Teddy goes to meet Mandy, friend of Alina who is also a prostitute, and asks her to tell about Alina. She tells him that some days ago they were visited by a black man. Later, Teddy kills Mandy. After learning through various connections, Teddy learns who is behind the murder of Slavy Teddy, and he immediately begins to track Robert. However, Robert's meticulous nature helps him stay a step ahead, but he knows he needs to confront this threat head-on. He turns to his old friend Susan Palmer at the Defense Intelligence Agency for information on Pushkin and Teddy. Armed with this knowledge, Robert dismantles Pushkin's operations in the United States, systematically destroying his assets and exposing his illegal activities. After that, Teddy immediately sets up a plan to immobilize Robert. Teddy and his henchmen go to the Home Mart store and take several of Robert's co-workers hostage. Then, Teddy calls Robert and threatens him that if he does not come to the Home Mart store, he will kill his co-workers. Robert infiltrates the store, neutralizing Teddy's men with his tactical skills and ultimately killing Teddy. 3 days later, Robert travels to Moscow and kills all of Pushkin's guards at his mansion. Robert tricks Pushkin into electrocuting himself to death. With the death of Vladimir Pushkin, it is certain that all of his illegal operations have been terminated. After he returns to the United States, Alina approaches him outside the grocery store. Alina tells him that she has started a new and better life after being freed from Slavy. Later that evening, as usual, Robert always visits his regular diner, but now the man brings not only a book but also a laptop, where he then posts an online advertisement, now identifying himself as the Equalizer,